Hello, welcome back to Nick Lenz's Novel Reviews. This is episode number 25. And this one, like I said, it's a Star Wars book. Star Wars Catalyst, a Rogue One novel by James Luceno. This book takes place in a period of 4 years. Starts off with, it starts off like a year after the events of Attack of the Clones, and it ends about, I think it's about 13 years prior to the events of Rogue One, because Rogue One takes place directly before New Hope. Yeah. Simply put, this book pretty much explores. There are two focused characters in this book. There are Orson Krennic, who is the guy in the white suit in Rogue One, and Galen Erso. He's the Mads Mikkelsen character, who you see a few times in the movie, but Krennic you see a lot. In this book, it swats back and forth between those two characters. There's even a little bit of focuses on Krennic's wife. Not Krennic. Galen's wife, Lynn. I think her name is, Lynn. Lyra. Yeah, Lyra. Yeah, it tends to swap back and forth between these three characters specifically, and plus you actually get an origin story for the Death Star itself, like how it was after right after Purgy the Lesser was captured. In case you saw Star Wars: The Clone Wars, you actually saw this happen. Basically, Krennic has a conversation with him in Basic, which is basically English. Now I'm thinking, Purgy the Lesser in the film speaks Geonosian, which is his native language. And yet, somehow in the book, maybe hanging out with Count Dooku so much throughout the Clone Wars, he basically knows Basic. He probably taught himself this. Who the heck knows? Give it a point of this book. I mean, it's revealed in this book that it was the Geonosians who actually built the Death Star. Who actually built its outer shell. And prior to its completion, before they put the super laser in, Purgy the Lesser abandons the project. And pretty much almost sabotage, and has his troops simply has the workers sabotage their own work. But the shell itself is not destroyed. I mean, this little if you see Rogue One, this part of the Death Star is actually just put in prior to the start of the film because they needed to put that laser in first. I mean, this part right here, the eye, that was already completed. They just needed to get it installed, but first they had to get the laser in first, which they actually show what the laser looks like in this book. Let's see, where are you? Here you are. This is the inner diagram of the Death Star. Yeah, they actually showed us in the book. Yeah, and throughout the whole book, you actually get sort of detailed plans of what the Death Star is supposed to look like. And there's no mention if it has a hyperdrive or not, but it does move. It's not stationary. Despite the fact it's a space station, it actually does move. And I think it has a hyperdrive. I'm not really sure. They don't show in the film they don't show the hangars. They show some of the bridge and of course basically stuff like that. But yeah, so the Geonosians were the one who actually built the Death Star, even though technically the ones who also designed it as well. Despite the fact Purgy Lesser, prior to this, basically before he agreed to have these people build the thing, he kind of denied the existence of the plans, the original plans to build this thing, and then after personal persuasion, he does remember and he has people built it, and they do a really good job of it. And now, pretty much most of the book, basically, in the case of Galen, a lot of his effort is focusing on the Kyber crystals, which are heavily focused in this particular book, and it's basically referenced a few times in Rogue One. Simply put, I don't want to spoil too much of the book. I should mention also that Saw Gerrera does show up toward the end of the book. As for pretty much his scene in the book is simply put, toward the end, it's just set up for Rogue One. It's simply put how the people got to the planet. Yeah. Even though it's kind of like the ending of the book, but it does kind of explain that. Okay. But, nothing much else to say about this book. Book is just so damn good. I mean, this is the same guy who wrote Tarkin. Yeah, Tarkin does appear in the book a few times. Heck, there's even some fighting in here too for a system that he's actually in, which, according to news reports, the people have not seen battle this fierce since the Clone Wars, which at this point it only been about 2 or 3 years since the end of it. Yeah, it only been like 2 or 3 years since the end of the Clone Wars, but yeah. But like I said, this book is amazing, and it's not necessarily reading material to read prior to Rogue One, but it's highly suggested you read the book. And the only reason why this book exists is just to help promote Rogue One. But it does get backstory to at least for a few of the characters that appear in the movie. It does not get backstory for every single character, just basically Galen, Krennic, and Jen. Jen, of course, plays a very tiny role in this book. Pretty much a lot of time you see her, you either see her being born, or simply you see her growing up to be about 3 or 4 by the time she leaves Coruscant. Yeah, a lot of the book takes place on Coruscant, and a few other planets here and there. But yeah, book's amazing. 9.5 out of 10. I highly do recommend you actually try to read the book. I mean, if you've already seen Rogue One, you can learn the backstory of what happened prior to with the 2 focus characters of the book who were in the movie, but Galen Urso is not a big focus at all. He's referenced a few times, but Jen is the one that gets a lot more focus in the film than he does in the novel. It's basically reverse. Krennic himself doesn't get a lot of focus in the novel, and he gets a lot of focus in the movie. As for Gaelic, they swap him for his daughter because it's Felicity Jones. But you actually enough of him in this particular book. You get to learn a lot about Gaelic in here. Him, of course, the relationship with his wife, and the fact that it doesn't say, but it's just a good novel. I just highly recommend it. 9.5 out of 10. All right, I know this one's a little short, but I really wanted to get this this done, and simply put, if you have seen Rogue One, go ahead and get that novel. If you haven't seen Rogue One, get the novel. Mainly because this novel pretty much sets up the events of Rogue One. That's simply the whole point of it. But aside from Krennic and Gaelic and Tarkin, of course, Tarkin the Last, there's many references to Palpatine in here. Yeah, Palpatine is frequently referenced in this particular novel, and of course, he's referenced also in Rogue One. But yeah, that's it. Stay tuned for the next episode, which will be episode 26, and it'll be another Star Wars novel. This one will be also a prelude to a different movie. Which one? You'll find out next episode, okay? But until then, I will see you there.